Imagine, for a moment, that you are standing on the shore of a vast, dark ocean. The water is still, reflecting the quiet light of the moon, and all around you is silence. But if you listen closely, you can hear something. It is not the wind, it is not the waves lapping against the sand. It is the sound of a clock ticking. It is a sound that has been with you since the moment you drew your first breath, a steady, rhythmic pulse that counts down the moments of your life. We often try to ignore this sound. We bury it under noise, under music, under the chatter of television and the endless scroll of our screens. We fill our days with movement and our nights with distraction, because if we were to truly stop, if we were to stand in that silence and listen to the ticking, we might have to face a terrifying truth. The truth is that the ocean is getting smaller. The sand beneath your feet is slipping away. And yet, despite this finite reality, we live as if we are destined to be here forever. We act as though the supply of time is limitless, pouring it out like water from a bucket that has no bottom. There is a strange paradox in the human condition. We all complain that our days are few, that life is too fast, that the years are rushing by like a train we cannot catch. We look at old photographs and wonder who that younger version of us was, and we ask, where did the time go? But while we complain about the shortness of life, we act with the wasteful carelessness of billionaires. We kill time, we waste time, we say we are passing time, as if time were an unwanted guest we are trying to usher out the door. We sit in waiting rooms, staring at walls, wishing the minutes away. We endure the work week, holding our breath for the weekend, effectively wishing 5/7 of our existence would vanish just so we can taste a moment of relief. We are terrified of death, yet we are terrified of boredom. We run from the end, but we do not know what to do with the middle. 2,000 years ago, a man named Seneca looked around the bustling streets of Rome and saw the exact same tragedy. He saw powerful men consumed by their ambition, running from meeting to meeting, breathless and anxious. He saw wealthy men bored by their own luxury, constantly seeking the next thrill, the next distraction, the next new thing to make them feel alive. And he saw the vast majority of people simply sleepwalking, drifting through their days on the current of habit, heading toward a death they refused to think about. Seneca realized something profound, a warning that echoes across the centuries and lands squarely at our feet today. He said that it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is long enough, and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements if it were all well invested. But when it is wasted in heedless luxury and spent on no good activity, we are forced at last by death's final constraint to realize that it has passed away before we knew it was passing.
Think about your own life right now. Think about the last week. If you were to audit your time like you audit your bank account, what would you find? How many hours were truly yours? Not hours spent sleeping or commuting or working a job you despise just to pay bills for a life you don't have time to enjoy. I mean the hours where you were fully awake, fully present, fully alive. How much time did you give away to things that don't matter? We live in an age where the thieves of time are more cunning than ever. In Seneca's day, a man might lose an afternoon to a pointless argument or a long, drawn-out dinner with people he didn't like. Today, we carry the thieves in our pockets. We invite them into our beds. We wake up, and the first thing we do is reach for a glowing rectangle that demands we look at the lives of strangers, that we outrage ourselves over news we cannot change, that we numb our minds with colorful, flashing trivialities. We scroll, we swipe, we watch one video and then another, and then another. The algorithm is designed to keep us there, to feed us just enough dopamine to keep us from closing the app, but never enough to make us feel satisfied. And suddenly, an hour is gone, 2 hours, an entire evening. We look up, dazed, the room dark, and we feel a vague sense of guilt, a heavy hollowness in our chests. We promised ourselves we would write that book. We promised we would learn that language, play that instrument, connect deeply with our partner, or just sit in quiet reflection. But the device called, and we answered like obedient servants. We traded the only thing that is truly ours, our time, for a temporary anesthesia against the difficulty of being human. Seneca would look at us with pity. He would ask why we are so stingy with our money, guarding our bank accounts with passwords and firewalls, yet we hand out our lives to anyone and anything that asks for it. If a stranger walked up to you on the street and asked for $1,000, you would tell them to get lost. But if a notification pops up asking for 30 minutes of your attention, you give it without a second thought. You are frugal with your property, but you are a spendthrift with your life. And it is not just the screens, it is the busyness. We wear our exhaustion like a badge of honor. We tell people, "I am so busy," with a mix of complaint and pride. We think that being busy is the same as being important. We think that if our calendar is full, our life must have meaning. But Seneca warns us to beware of the barrenness of a busy life. You can be spinning in circles, sweating and panting, and yet going nowhere. You can be efficient, productive, and organized, and yet be completely wasting your life. We fill our schedules with obligations we don't care about, attending events we dread, trying to impress people whose names we won't remember in 10 years. We let others dictate our agendas. We say yes when we want to say no, because we are afraid of being disliked, afraid of missing out, afraid of the silence that comes when the noise stops. We become essentially a pass-through entity for other people's desires. The boss needs this, the spouse needs that, society expects this, the neighbors are doing that. And in the middle of all this noise, the quiet voice of your own soul is drowned out. You become a stranger to yourself.
There is a tragic story that plays out in millions of lives every day. It is the story of postponement. We tell ourselves that we will live later. We treat the present moment as merely a bridge to get to the future. We endure our 20s to build a career. We endure our 30s to build a family and a home. We endure our 40s to save for retirement. We are always preparing to live, but never actually living. We say, "I will be happy when I get that promotion. I will travel when the kids are grown. I will read philosophy when I retire. I will make up with my brother when I have more time." We push our happiness over the horizon, always just out of reach. We act as if we have a contract with death, that it will politely wait until we are ready. But life is not a rehearsal. There is no dress run. This is it. This messy, imperfect Tuesday afternoon is your life. And while we are busy making plans, death is standing in the corner, checking its watch. Seneca speaks of the man who finally retires at 60 or 70. He gathers his papers, closes his office door for the last time, and says, "Now finally I will live for myself." But how foolish it is to begin living just when it is time to stop. How cruel to wait until your body is tired and your mind is weary to finally chase the dreams that set your heart on fire when you were young. And that is assuming you even make it to that age. None of us are promised tomorrow. The person who died yesterday had plans for this morning. The person who will die tomorrow is worrying about next week's deadline right now. We live with this grand delusion of immortality, pushing the things that truly matter into a vague, misty future called someday. But someday is not a day of the week. Someday is the graveyard of dreams. It is uncomfortable to think about this. It hurts. It brings up a lump in the throat to realize how many years we have already burned. You might be listening to this and feeling a heavy weight of regret. You might be thinking of the years you stayed in a relationship that drained you, the years you stayed in a job that bored you, the years you spent angry at someone who is now gone. You might be looking at the gray in your hair or the lines on your face and feeling a panic rising in your chest. Is it too late, you ask? Have I wasted it all? But this is not where the story ends. This is not a message of despair. It is a message of awakening. The purpose of realizing the brevity of life is not to make you panic, it is to make you prioritize. It is to shake you awake from the coma of mediocrity. The past is gone. It is a canceled check. You cannot buy anything with it. You cannot change a single second of what has happened. But the future is also not yours. It is a promissory note that may never be paid. What you have, what you truly, undeniably possess, is this moment, right now. The fact that you are hearing these words means you are still in the game. You still have chips on the table. The sand is still in the hourglass.
Seneca tells us that it is possible to live a long life in a short time, just as it is possible to live a short life in a long time. Time is elastic. It stretches when you are fully present, and it shrinks when you are distracted. Have you ever noticed how a single day spent traveling in a new city, seeing new sights, tasting new foods, feeling deeply alive, feels longer than a month of sitting in your office cubicle? That is because you were there. You were inhabiting the moments. To reclaim your time, you must first reclaim your attention. You must stop letting your mind drift into the anxieties of the future or the regrets of the past. You must learn to build a fortress around your mind. This starts with the power of no. If you want to seize your life, you must be ruthless with your time. You must learn to say no to the things that do not serve your soul. Say no to the shallow gossip. Say no to the outrage of the news cycle. Say no to the social obligations that are nothing more than theater. Say no to the mindless entertainment that leaves you feeling empty. Every time you say no to these things, you are saying yes to yourself. You are saying yes to your health, your peace, your passions, your loved ones. You are buying back your freedom. It takes courage to be the one who steps off the treadmill. It takes courage to put the phone down and sit in silence. It takes courage to leave the party early or not go at all because you would rather read a book or walk under the stars. People might think you are strange. They might call you selfish. Let them. They are spending their time. You are investing yours. And what should you invest it in? Seneca gives us a beautiful answer. He suggests that the only way to truly extend our lives is to connect ourselves with the great minds of the past. When we read philosophy, when we study the wisdom of those who came before us, we are not just living our own tiny span of years, we are annexing every century to our own. When you read Seneca or Marcus Aurelius or the poets and thinkers of history, you are adding their lifetimes to yours. You are walking with giants. You are no longer trapped in the petty concerns of the present moment. You are engaging with the eternal questions of the human experience. This is how we escape the prison of our own mortality. We become part of a conversation that has been going on for thousands of years. But it is also about the simple, tangible things. It is about looking your child in the eye when they speak to you, rather than looking over their head at the television. It is about tasting your coffee in the morning, really tasting it, the warmth, the bitterness, the comfort, rather than gulping it down while you rush to the car.
It is about noticing the way the light hits the trees in the late afternoon. It is about listening to a piece of music and letting it break your heart and put it back together again. It is about doing your work, whatever it is, with excellence and focus, not because you want applause, because the act of creation is what humans were built for. When you live this way, when you saturate every moment with awareness, the day expands. You stop feeling rushed. You stop feeling like a victim of the clock. You become the master of your hours. There is a concept in Stoicism called memento mori. Remember that you must die. For many, this sounds morbid, it sounds dark, but for the Stoic, it is the key to liberation. If you truly understood in your bones that you could leave life right now, how would that change your next hour? Would you still be angry about that rude comment on the internet? Would you still be worrying about whether your shirt is trendy enough? Would you still hold that grudge against your father? Or would those things suddenly look as small and insignificant as they truly are? When you view your life through the lens of your own mortality, the nonsense falls away, the static clears, you are left with what is essential. You realize that you don't have time to be petty. You don't have time to be afraid. You only have time to love, to create, to learn, and to be. Imagine you're at the end of your life, lying in a bed, looking back. What will you wish you had done? No one ever lies on their deathbed and wishes they had spent more time at the office. No one wishes they had watched more reality TV. They wish they had been braver. They wish they had told people how they felt. They wish they had let themselves be happy. They wish they had pursued that strange little hobby that made them smile. They wish they had walked in the woods more. Why wait until the end to have this clarity? You can have it now. You can bring that wisdom from the deathbed into the breakfast table. You can live today as if it were a complete life in itself. This is the ultimate secret, to treat each day as a separate life. When you wake up in the morning, you are born again. The past is a memory. The future is a ghost. You have this day. From the moment your eyes open until the moment they close, you have a contained universe of potential. If you can live this one day well, if you can be kind, if you can be focused, if you can be grateful, if you can be present, then you have lived a good life. And if you string enough of these good days together, you will have a masterpiece. You do not need to move mountains. You just need to move yourself, gently, consistently, back to the center, back to the now. So let us stop acting like we have 1,000 years to live. Let us stop postponing our joy. Let us stop giving our precious attention to things that despise us. Let us reclaim the dignity of our own time. The clock is still ticking. The ocean is still there, but you are no longer asleep. You are awake. You are standing on the shore, eyes open, breathing the air, feeling the cold water on your toes, and you are ready. You are ready to stop merely existing and finally, truly, start living. Do not let this realization fade as soon as the video ends. Do not let the autoplay take you to the next distraction. Sit with this feeling. Let it settle into your bones. Look at your hands. Look at the room around you. This is it. This is your life. If this message has stirred something in you, if you feel the call to reclaim your time and live with Stoic purpose, then take the first step. Join us on this journey. Subscribe to our channel, Wisdom of Stoic. Like this video to help it reach others who are sleepwalking through their days. And most importantly, share this with someone you care about, someone who needs to hear that it is not too late to start living. The time is now. Use it well.